Yeah, he's up there.
Still poet.
Filipino society.
Northeast.
He's a tall man, hands like corn silk, hands so silk and smooth he could start by brushing a lash from my cheek and we'd end up in the bed of his pickup. I remember all the girls staring when we walked together. They thought he was too good for me, too handsome. I stared right back at their beady ice picks. I smiled wide so I know they'd see. When we entered a room, he'd put one arm round my waist. When no one was looking, he'd slide it down the small of my back. I'd feel the heat spread out from his fingertips. When he put those hands on me, I cracked open like a new jelly jar. I've been planet spinning since this started. We've been circling Mother Earth like we're trying to backtrack an entire solar system just to say this love is at the center. He was a whiskey tall shot in a very large glass. I was Snowflake. He melted me on his tongue. So the first time it happened, it was my fault. I was dancing up close to a man like he was my own, and he saw me disrespecting him. The sting of my poor judgment, the taste that didn't agree, left me sucking copper pennies for days. Every time I'd wiggle a loose tooth or re-split my lip, I'd say to myself, you got a good man, he loves you. Treat him right, it won't be like this. And then the second time, and then the third time, and then I don't know how many times before I stopped making decisions, and every time I was well enough, we'd go out together. I'd meet women who couldn't look at me, who'd shake my hand with their eyes on his lips, and I was still so proud of him. All these jealous women who'd lean in and cluck quietly how I'd caught his eye, and I'd think about all the times he'd caught mine. Now all the nurses I meet try to get me to a shelter. I keep saying no, but they say once I'm gone a while, not getting my sense knocked out, I'll see things their way, but he's still my man. When he puts those hands on me, he's giving me a chance to apologize. You know, your jaw and your collarbones and your ankles, they all make the same sound when they crack open. The way a new jelly jar pops. One time he stayed out all night. I heard he'd beat a girl across town. It broke my heart. Someone else was getting lessons meant for me, learning lines on the back of his hand I'd spent years getting memorized. I was his wife. Those hands were mine. So that night I finally left him. Because he loved me so hard, wherever I could run, he would find me. Wherever I could hide, he would rip me out. They say women either get strong or they wear out. One day, I want to be wore out. He'll put those silk husks around my neck, and I'll be the last woman on his hands.